Yes guys, what is up? Hope everybody is keeping well and welcome back to the channel. Game week 35, we're currently ranked 26k overall. First off, apologies, there was no YouTube team selection video during the week. If you saw my socials, I was over at Wembley for the launch of the Panini 2026 World Cup sticker collection. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes of these stickers. So we've got plenty of stickers to get through over the next couple of weeks for the rest of the season. I also just packed Mbappe while I was waiting to get on stream here then as well. So that was a nice little pull. Pity we couldn't do that on stream. But sure, look, we might pack 1 or 2 nice players then as well. As always, get those likes in on stream if you haven't done so already. When we hit 20 likes on when we hit 20 likes on the stream, we'll be opening up our first pack. So get those likes coming in. And you can see the team on screen here. We're 26k overall. Triple captaincy to come. Second of all, at least the double game for Man City was announced. Probably would have preferred if Man City and Bournemouth were going to be the doublers next week. City, obviously, their appealer was rejected on that then as well. So it's alright. We have no Palace. We've triple City. At least we have the triple captaincy next week. So let's see where we do end up on that. For now, I'm looking to roll the transfer. I've got a decision to make on the captaincy then as well. It is on Bruno Fernandes. I'm not sure where I'm going to end up before the deadline. Let's help ye out before I help myself. Who have we in the chat there then as well? William, Treslin Pillay, I missed you. I missed you too, lads. Hope everybody is well. What are we saying? William in the chat, great to see you, man, as always. Vivid Mendez, let's do it. Hey, mate, how's all, man? Saw Doctor, chasing 31 points in my mini league. Should play it safe or make a few gambles. So what, you're 31 points ahead. Or sorry, you're chasing 31 points. Depends if you got your triple captaincy or not. Do let us know. 10k finish is on, William. I do hope we do get it. You're going very well this season as well, William. Let us know what rank you are again. What else are we? Second channel and coming, opening packs. Maybe, who knows? Let's focus on the one for now, but something could be something down the line. William in the chat then as well. Another William. Great to see that. Goat era. Appreciate that, man. Treslin Pillay, great to see you, man. As always, Saw Doctor, how similar is your team to rivals? Is right. Send it in there. 31 points is doable if you have the triple captaincy and he doesn't. You'd expect 10 points out of that. Then over the next 4 game weeks, you need to get a deficit of 20 points ish or so, depending on whether or not he gets a couple more points than you from other players. Let us know how different your teams are or how similar they are. I'm assuming if you use his wildcard in 32, your teams are going to be very similar, but you can still break away from the wildcard template, which I might do this week, but we'll leave that for later on in the stream. Have about 7 different players from the other guys. So Saw Doctor, sorry, that's not a bad shout at all. So if you have your triple captain and he doesn't, you're expecting 10 there. If you've got some differentials, it could be well doable, but depends who has a better differentials as all. So do let us know. Mr. Flat Out 87, hope all is well, man. I have 2 free transfers. Should have transferred Semenyo to Shirky. It's a bit of a luxury move that, going from Semenyo to Shirky. If you have Gabriel, or if you don't have Gabriel, maybe you could look towards Gabriel. Unfortunately, I only have 1 free transfer, which isn't ideal. But that transfer is a bit of it's a small bit sideways. It is a luxury one, as I did say. It depends what else you're going to do with the money elsewhere from saving that from going Semenyo to Shirky. Shirky's obviously the player in form for City. Semenyo wasn't at the races over that double game week, which wasn't ideal as an owner. But sure, look, we got the points from O'Reilly and Shirky, O'Reilly and Haaland. Should have been a bit more from O'Reilly. He had a bad miss with the last kick of the game in that Burnley game. But for now, I have Semenyo on the team. I don't think he's going to leave the team anytime soon. Would I go for Semenyo to Shirky? Just before logging on here then as well, I saw Semenyo wasn't in the training pictures so there's a bit of rumours around whether or not he's going to be fit for this weekend. I'm not reading into it fully. If I do, or if he does miss out, at least I do have James Hill on the bench that can sub in for Semenyo if needs be. But would you do that with 2 free transfers? If I had 3, maybe I would. In fact, I have 2. I don't think I would. But let us know what you're thinking there, man. Vivid, I've Gordon, Diego Gomez on my bench injured. Should I hold them or sell them? Depends if you haven't got say if you got Semenyo, that means you haven't got a player that can sub in for them. William, what are we saying? Just over 5k, but no triple captain, so it'll be a bit of a slide. 5k, so I'm going. I'd prefer to be there without the triple captain than 26k with the triple captain, but that's some going. William, 5k overall. Fingers crossed you can stay in the top 10k by the next couple. What is it, 4 or 5 game weeks? So I'll be crossing everything for you. Good man. Right, back to Vivid here. Right, I've Gordon and Diego Gomez on my bench. Should I hold them or sell them? If you have a couple of free transfers, maybe you could look towards a Shirky then as well, Gordon the Shirky, but I'm assuming you've got Triple City already. Let me know, Vivid, what your full team is, and we can help you out on that. But Diego Gomez is obviously sidelined. I think Gordon, it sounds like Gordon is going to be back, but I think I probably would move him on, to be honest with you. But Gordon the Shirky is the one if you don't have if you don't have Triple City. If not, send me the rest of your team and we'll help you out with that. Right, it's mad that it's game week 35 then as well. Yeah, Bruno or Haaland is the main one for us here. Got the bench boost too, William. What are we saying? Right, who should I bring in now or hold till 2 free transfers next week? What were you saying there, William? Team is Raya, Gabriel, Senesi, Rice, Shirky, Bruno, Dango, João Pedro, Haaland, Thiago. Strong team there, to be fair. Dubravka, Wilson, Van de Ven, Esteve. 1.8 in the bank, 1 free transfer. I know double game week next week. Who should I bring in? Team is fine there. Raya, Gabriel, Senesi. You're missing one other defender, but I'm assuming it's okay in the defence there. Rice, Shirky, Bruno, Dango, João Pedro, Haaland, Thiago. João Pedro is a bit of a question marks around João Pedro. What you should be doing with him? If I had a couple of free transfers, I'd be taking out João Pedro. The fact that I don't, I won't be doing anything with him. But the fact you've only got one as well, I think I'd roll there, William, and leave it at that. Same team as yourself, but have 2 transfers this week. Tempted to shift Palmer and get Gabriel in. Who are you eyeing up for a Palmer replacement there, Colin? I don't have full faith in the Chelsea lads at all. Fact, I've only got 1 free transfer. I'm going to have to keep them. Forest, they got a very good result against Aston Villa. They're pretty much safe as is. Their status in the Premier League is pretty much secured for next season. So are they going to rest people against Chelsea? I don't think so. I think they are one of the teams in form at the moment in the league. Also, Chelsea are not. I'm not looking forward to having double Chelsea tomorrow or Sunday, or is it Monday? I think is it Monday? What day of the week is that? Is that Forest game? Let me have a quick look here. If you are new to the channel while I'm doing this, head on down there, please. Click subscribe on the channel also. We're 9,050 subs, which is great. We only hit 9k last week. To hit 9,050 on our last stream was brilliant. Monday for the Chelsea game. Does that mean Forest are playing Thursday against Villa? I'm assuming that it is. That's strange that they're playing Monday, Thursday. Matches here. The 7th of May is what date? Next Thursday. So they're playing Monday then Thursday. Are they gonna rest some Forest players? Maybe they might do. Bringing O'Reilly and Munoz. O'Reilly should be in your team anyway for the double game week especially, so get O'Reilly in for sure. But apart from that, you can roll. If you don't have O'Reilly, get him in. Apart from that, your team is looking solid there. Right, FTBL 07, hope you're doing good. 09, sorry. How's it all, man? Good to see you as always. Saw Doctor, have my triple captain, and the person I chase and just has the bench boost. You'd expect Haaland over double game week to get at least 10 points. Bench boost depends on the bench boost and of the week of the bench boost. Bench boost can be easily 10 points also. We saw what it was over the double game weeks, but for the rest of the season, unless someone is bench boosting a triple lead tonight against Burnley, I'm not expecting to see a bench boost for with 20 points. Better chance of Haaland getting 20 points over the double game week. It won't happen, I know that. But better chance of him returning that than the bench boost with the rest of the weeks left in the season. William, what are we saying? Let me know. I do O'Reilly, but who are you going to take out? Senesi, Gabriel are fine. Who's the rest of your defence there? Van de Ven, Esteve. Let me know who your third defender is there. But you're good to go without that. Blake, do you believe in Chelsea assets this week with their form and Forest's form? I'm thinking of moving one out. If you have the transfers, go for it. If you're like myself and you don't, you can probably keep them in one more week. But there's something not right at Chelsea at all. I'm not expecting much from that Forest game either. One return between the two of them, I'll be happy enough with that. Save myself taking a free transfer or -4 out of my team. But next week against Liverpool isn't ideal. So might have to make a move or two next week if we don't make a move this week, that is. Right, have one free transfer, 3 Man City, 1 Palace player. Anderson to Casemiro this week or roll and buy Palace player next week. Yeah, I think the Casemiro ship has sailed. I wouldn't bother going for Casemiro this week. Was tempted. Tommy Loftus, I can see him in the chat there. Did I skip his comment? I'm not sure, but yeah, Tommy, he had Casemiro on the free hit. We were actually talking about it last week or the week before. and it worked out for you well. You got your 12-pointer DEFCON goal. Did you get max bonus as well? You got a couple of bonus anyway. That's laughing in a poor free hit game week then as well. FTBL07 have one. Yeah, sorry, I'd rolled there. Anderson could easily get some DEFCON in that Chelsea game. Leave it at that. Alex Watt, hi mate, how many transfers do you currently have? I've only one free transfer. Only one transfer this week. Saw Doctor 1998. Would Littler beat Mo Farah? I saw this all over Instagram. Would Littler beat Mo Farah in a marathon, and each has to throw 501 after each mile? I saw Littler is very confident that he'd win that anyway, which is fair. He said he could probably walk. I do think Littler would probably win it, to be fair. Just the dart skills for Farah mightn't be there, especially with the doubles. Fair enough, he could work his way down when Littler's trying to get his mile, but I think Littler probably gets it with the darts. Just the fact he's to finish on a double. I don't think Mo would be able to do that after, 42 kilometers? How many miles is that? I'm not sure, but I think Littler would have that for the win. Cameron, I've got Raya, Hill, Gabriel, Van Dijk, Van Heck, Bruno Fernandes, Shirky, Rogers, Haaland, Bowen, Thiago, Martinez, Dewsbury Hall, Richards, Wilson. Would I change anything there? Strong defence anyway. Gabriel, Hill, and Van Dijk. Van Heck, would you start any of those? Dewsbury Hall over Van Heck? Maybe not. Against City, probably not. Bruno Fernandes, Shirky, Rogers, Haaland, Bowen, Thiago. I think you're all good there. You're good to go. When best time to use a bench boost, William? When sending your full team there. Did you send in the full team? I think you did. Probably this week, maybe, if you've got triple leads already. Looking at the rest of the game weeks over the next couple of weeks, obviously sooner you play the better, because 38, there's going to be rotation all across the board in 38. I wouldn't be confident playing that in a bench boost at all. You could maybe play it next week for the double game weeks if you get one or two Crystal Palace players in. Depends on your transfer strategy, but I wouldn't want to be playing it in game week 38 with all the rotation, what's going to happen on the last day of the season. Maybe this week if you can. I know you've got Dubravka. I don't see Burnley getting a clean sheet in that one. 36 maybe over the double game week is probably your best shout for a bench boost. My girlfriend's watching this here. She's saying Mo Farah would definitely win that. I just think with the darts skills of Littler, and with the fact Farah, unless he gets double ones, unless he practices the double ones until he does that challenge, I think Littler probably has it. But Littler could get a 180s in quick succession, obviously when he's not doing the running, but I think he probably makes up the time for it when he's doing the darts, and the doubles is what will kill him. Hill or Poro this week? Hill. I'm unfortunately not playing Hill as of now. Senesi is in the team. Hill first bench in case the rumours around Semenyo are true, but Hill first sub is a decent player that can sub into the team if needed. So let's see on that then as well. Right, 5:15. Don't forget the deadline is at 6:30. A couple of new subs already on the stream, which is great to see there then as well. William got 0 leads. Send in the team there again, William, or can I scroll back up to it here? What are we saying there? Right, so Raya, Gabriel, Senesi, Rice, Shirky, Bruno, Dango, João Pedro, Haaland, Thiago. Bench is Dubravka, Wilson, Van de Ven, Esteve. Right, so you have double Burnley. What's their best game for the rest of the season? Burnley against Villa, 36. Not mad on that one, to be fair. Arsenal against Burnley, 37. Wolves against Burnley, 38. Maybe you're going to have to save them for 38. Two poor teams against each other the last day of the season. If they get a clean sheet in that one, I don't think they will, but unless you play it this week against Leeds or a game with 38 with the bench boost, that's the best chance of Burnley getting a clean sheet there, William. So pick one or the other if you want to get it out of the way tonight. When you compare that to Wilson and Van de Ven. Van de Ven this week is up against Aston Villa on Sunday, and Wilson against Arsenal. Don't expect much from Wilson in that game. Fulham on the last day of the season against Newcastle. Maybe the last day of the season. Maybe just go with that. But not ideal with the double Burnley lads in the fence. That's just the best chance of them getting a clean sheet in those games. So that's what I'll be saying there. FTBL09. Hope all is well, mate. Good man. Right, let's go down here. What are we saying? Where do we end up on that? Yeah, right, we did Blake. Right, when's the best time to use bench boost? This week or the last game of the season, William, just because you've double Burnley. Blake, of Palmer and JP and 2 free transfers, who would you move on and for whom of the same attackers and mids as you? If I had 2 free transfers, Probably would move on João Pedro, yeah. At least with Palmer, let me see, was there any quote in Palmer actually? Let me see on that. He came on late in the FA Cup game, and at least João Pedro did play. Anything on Palmer? Wolves, Nottingham Forest, Spurs, Arsenal, Brentford. Just going through the... Reece James and Colwood are both back in training. The latter has trained for 2 matches for the under 21 teams recently. Nothing on Palmer. He made a late cameo, to be fair, so he should be fine. And João Pedro played, I think, 80-90 minutes anyway last week, so they're fine for the starting. Well, should be fine for getting a start in those games. Maybe are they going to rest Palmer for an FA Cup final? Maybe Palmer, would you move him on first just because João Pedro played the most minutes last week? If you can even do a Palmer to Saka, maybe that could be something. But it's probably a bit much of a risk as of now. You'll want Saka for 37, isn't it, when they play Burnley? But for now, out of the two, I probably would move on Palmer. You could probably get rid of the two of them, João Pedro to Thiago or Bowen, if you wanted to go with those either. Colin 3447 in the world, going well, good man. Same team as you, but tempted to punt on Saka and Gabriel for Senesi and Palmer. Hey, if you're at that rank now, there's nothing wrong with taking a punt. Shirky in for Semenyo, Vivid Mendes. I don't think so. If you have Semenyo, keep it. If you have a couple of free transfers, maybe you can go for it. But I wouldn't be rushing to get rid of Semenyo. Definitely not. Josh Dub Williams. I've Pedro, Haaland and DCL up top. I've 3 free transfers. Shall I swap Semenyo down to Shirky and Pedro to Gyökeres at the differential with Havertz out? Not mad on Gyökeres. I know he is on penalties. Just not mad now. I don't think I would. No, I don't think I would. Semenyo could, if he starts, Semenyo could easily get something in that Everton game also. I don't think so. John, I've the same starting 11 as you aside from Gabriel for Senesi. Captaincy on Haaland. Any plans on changes this week? Maybe I might. I'm toying with a few changes, but I have to be careful. Maybe they are watching them. I'm in a lot of money leagues, and I've been noticing they've been commenting on the streams over the last couple of weeks. So maybe I have to keep my cards close to my chest. For now, I'm not making any transfers though. And it's on Bruno for now. But would you do those transfers there, John? Or any plans on changes? I'm not fully locked in on the captaincy anyway. Palmer hasn't been a good purchase. Hopefully he gets a return this weekend. Surely he has to get something. Surely he has to get something. And if the lads that are up against me in those money leagues are watching, give us a comment anyway. I'd like to see if you are watching, because I think you are. Right, all good. FPL 07, would you bench boost with this team? Kelleher, Sanchez, Senesi, Nunes, Strike, Richards, Gabriel, Palmer, Anderson, Bruno, Shirky, Gross, Krupi Jr., Haaland and DCL. Would I bench boost that this week? So you have Sanchez against Forest, Kelleher against West Ham. Not bad on the keeper front at least. Senesi, Nunes, Strike, Richards, Gabriel. That's not a bad defence at all for a bench boost. Palmer, Anderson, Bruno, Shirky, Gross, Krupi, Haaland, DCL. I probably would. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Why not go for it? Right, we're on 16 likes. Once we hit 20, quick reminder, once we hit 20, we'll be opening one of these. As I said, we've a full box here, 2 or 3 more boxes over there. So let's get the likes up to 20. I want to get into one of these packs, and yeah, I'm buzzing for the World Cup. Unfortunately, Ireland aren't in it. If you follow me on social, you would have saw I was over at Wembley during the week. That's why I wasn't or didn't have a YouTube video during the week, so apologies about that. But yeah, very cool to be over there. And yeah, I won't get into the players who I was chatting to, who I was recording with, but one wasn't very sound, I will say that, but I won't go into too much. Would you bring in for Xavi? Already have Gibbs White, Bruno and Semenyo. Already have Gibbs White, Bruno and Semenyo. I'm assuming you have Triple City already if you already have Semenyo. Any other player in midfield you could go for? Let's have a quick look at the fixtures here. Who could you go for this week? So Bruno Fernandes, Gibbs White. Hopefully you had Gibbs White for his returns, or for his big returns. Would you go Eze? If you want to take a punt on Eze, there is a risk with Eze, but there's nothing wrong with it if you want to go for it. And Arsenal do have a decent runner for the rest of the season. not looking good. Surely next week I can bring in Munoz. William, what were we on about there? Surely next week I can bring in Munoz. For looking for the bench boost, Burnley have a poor fixture next week. So bench boost wise, you're just looking at the best chance of a Burnley clean sheet, which is this week or game week 38. So whichever one you want to go for, go with that. Outside of that, you're not looking great, I won't lie. Alex, Rice out for Shirky or Van Dijk out and O'Reilly in. Get O'Reilly in, you want it for the double game week. Already have a Haaland in. You already have Gahey, right. One free transfer leaning towards Shirky as differential because need to catch you in big time players league 6.0. Alex, where are you? If you already have a Man City defender, I don't think I'd double up on the defence, so why not go Shirky? That could come back to bite me. Where are you? Big time players 6.0. What league is that? Alex Kelly, where are you? You're 8th, 2051. It's doable. 40, 49 and 12. 61 points behind me. Might be difficult unless Shirky gets a hat-trick or something over it and you get a triple captain on Shirky, but I probably would, just because you've Gahey already, I probably would go for that. That's one. I wonder maybe that all that league is watching this, so that's interesting. I know Pierce number 1 was watching that. We have a very similar team. That's funny on that. That's what I was on about, Alex, about the money league. So I'd go Shirky though. I'd go Shirky there. Saka or Sarr with the double game for Sarr. Maybe you can go with that. I probably would give it one more week anyway. I don't think I'd go with Sarr this week just off the back of the Europa game. I know they're up 3-1 at least. Saka at least I think you have to give him one more week than 2-1 in that game against Atletico. So maybe they might rest him for this week. Madueke might be able to get the job done. Or maybe they want to get minutes into Saka's legs, maybe. He made a late cameo, didn't he, Saka? Obviously the league is very important for Arsenal then as well. Let's see, did he make a late cameo? I think he did. We were at a night out for Galway United with the media team on Wednesday night, and I had my back to the telly, so I couldn't even see the Arsenal game, but he came on for 22 minutes. Maybe he might start. I'd wait one more week if you want Saka though. I'd wait one more week. I've brought in Gabriel, but I also have Strike using one of my 4 free transfers. Should I play a back 4 with Gabriel, O'Reilly, Hill and Strike, or still start Tavernier? I'm leaning towards starting Tavernier, to be honest with you. If Semenyo is out, not saying he is out, if with the rumours going on, if he is out, there's a chance at least Hill subbing in is a decent shout anyway there then as well, getting a DEFCON. If he doesn't get a clean sheet, that's 4 points, so I'll be happy enough with that if Semenyo does miss out. Karima, what are we saying there, Karima? William, what are we saying there first? If you keep the transfer this week, what are you looking to do with the transfers in the future? Very true, and there's not many game weeks left in the season also. Very, very true on that, William. Let me know what you're thinking of doing there, William, this week. I think we're pretty similar on the teams also. Where were we there? Karima, sorry. Darlow, Senesi, O'Reilly, Hill, Gabriel, Bruno, Palmer, Semenyo, Tavernier, Haaland and DCL with 4 free transfers. Any suggestions? You already have Gabriel, so you don't have to go for him. Bruno, Palmer, Semenyo, Tavernier, Haaland. You have Triple City already. 4 free transfers. Maybe you could... who's on the bench for your striker? Can you get in another decent striker? Can you get in an Arsenal player for maybe Palmer to Saka? Maybe. It is a bit of a risk, but why not go for it if you have those four free transfers. Start Munoz, Richards or Michael Keane. Munoz out of those. If we're bringing Munoz and O'Reilly next week and bench boost, would that just be as good as Van Heck and also has Wolves? Nothing wrong with that. If you're taking out the Burnley lads, nothing wrong with that. If you're doing that, William, that's all good there. Connor Cronin in the chat. Bijol flagged with hip injury. Reckon he starts. Start him versus Hill. Have Senesi starting already. Cleaning the car with AirPods in. Loving the stream. Have helped me rank up to 97k now, Connor. Good lad. Good stuff. Let's wait and see if there's any Leeds lineup leaks before the deadline. If I had Bijol, I still would probably be tempted to start him there anyway. Good chance Leeds get that clean sheet in that one. Burnley are a mess this season, or in the last couple of weeks anyway, they have been. I think I'd want the Leeds double defensive clean sheet there, especially if they get them. Let's see if we get any leaked news before the deadline. But if Bijol is left out completely, Hill subbing in isn't bad at all there. FTBL 09 wildcard draft. Raya, Henderson, Munoz, Van Dijk, Gahey, Anderson, Saliba, Semenyo, Okafor. Okafor is a bit of a doubt for tonight then as well. Soboslai, Mbeumo, Sarr, Thiago, Welbeck, Haaland. Any changes there? So you've got Henderson, Munoz, and you need you have Sarr. Okay, Triple City. Triple Palace, Triple City is fine. I'm not sure if I'd want to go to full Triple Palace anyway. It's hard to know how they're going to line up over the 2 fixtures. What else would you go with there? I just see FPL Consult is benching Semenyo, which is interesting. Why is he doing that? Let me just have a quick look here. Benching Semenyo for an extra Leeds defender. Fair enough. Right. Fair. Okay, fair enough. Nothing wrong with that wild card. You have Triple City, Triple Palace, Szoboszlai, Mbeumo. No Bruno Fernandes though. Get Bruno Fernandes into your team there. And if you can't get Bruno Fernandes, forget about one of the Crystal Palace lads. Get Bruno Fernandes in there. John, interested to see which player wasn't sound. When do we find out more? I suppose I can't say much more, or I won't get invited back to these things. But yeah, we'll leave it at that on that one. But 21 Hildeb, hello my friend, wishing you at the back ATB to get into the top 10k. Appreciate that. Start one between Senesi, Tavernier or Gross. Thoughts? I really want to go against the herd with Gross. Newcastle are in poor form, no wins in the last 4 or 5, isn't it? They're an outside chance of getting relegated. They won't get relegated, but mathematically there's a chance they can get relegated. Would you go Gross? I'm not sure. Over Tavernier or Senesi. Tavernier just above Senesi, I think. Hill has been outperforming Senesi for the DEFCON over the last couple of weeks, so maybe there's an argument to start Hill over Tavernier if it's going to be a boring game against Crystal Palace. But I do think Bournemouth do get one. Crystal Palace had something like a 10-hour was it a 10-hour flight or a 10-hour travel time to get to Shakhtar anyway. So I think I'm going to start Tavernier over the defender anyway. So let me know what you're thinking on that, but I don't think I'd start Gross over either of those, no. Abdullah War, hope all is well, man. Hey Niall in the chat, good to see that, man. Liverpool FC Mon. Well, Niall, go 4-3-3 or 3-4-3. First formation is Strike, O'Reilly, Hill, Gabriel. I like that with Rodgers, Semenyo and Bruno. Second formation is O'Reilly, Strike, Gabriel, and midfielder of Rodgers, Tavernier, Semenyo and Bruno. So that means you're benching Hill for Tavernier. I probably would still start Tavernier there, yeah. I'd probably go for that, yeah. What do you think of captain and JP as a differential? No, I don't. It's bad enough having him in my team, to be honest with you. I don't even want him. So no, I wouldn't go with that. No. If you want to go for it, it's an outside punt. Maybe it could pay off because Forest are focusing on the second game against Villa. Monday, Thursday turnaround. Maybe there might be somewhat rotated, but I'm not sure. Right then, I can see we just hit 20 likes on stream. So, first pack open, and here we go. While I'm doing this, keep the likes coming in on stream also, and get subscribing on the channel if you haven't done so already. We're on the road to 10k subs. I don't think we're gonna. Yeah, we won't get it this season. It'd be great to hit it early, pre-season next season. So if you haven't subscribed already, please head on down there, click subscribe on the channel. I'm gonna take a random pack out of here, and I'm gonna stop here. And here's pack number 1. Second pack will be opened when we hit 40 likes on stream. Pack number 1. Packed Ronaldo at Wembley, which was cool, and I'm actually not sure where the sticker is. It's going to be his last World Cup for Portugal anyway. So that card could be worth a bit of money in a couple of years' time, but maybe I won't even bother sticking it into the album. Right, we have Sulk. He was actually decent against us and he did well in the game against Denmark, didn't he? So that's Sulk of Czechia. Don't like him after the knocked out Ireland. Who have we up next here now? Is it a bit dark? Do I need to move this a bit over? Can you see that a bit clearer now? Maybe you can. Maybe it's too dark. Right, next up there. Who is that? Sambo of... No clue. Who is that? Kosovo, is it? Don't even know who that is. Is it Kosovo? Didn't even know they were in the World Cup. Fair play, Kosovo. Amdunini of Switzerland. Not great pack so far. No clue who that is. Agawa of Japan. I'm repping the Japan tonight anyway, so we've packed a Japanese player at least. Good stuff. Fernandez of Uruguay and Crocombe, the New Zealand goalkeeper. That was a poor pack. Poor start on the stickers this evening. Right, at least the poor pack is out of the way. Next pack, 40 likes. Get them coming on stream there. Right, back to this. 10k is inevitable. Appreciate that, William. Right, over to the Discord. Kosovo in the World Cup but no Ireland, John. I know. Not ideal. It was more, we won't get into the Ireland getting knocked out, it was more the fact that we should have bet Czechia, and it was then Czechia bet Denmark on penalties. Not ideal. Right, William, what are we saying on the team here over on Discord? 1 free transfer, 3.3 in the bank, thinking maybe Gabriel for a Hill, but I'm covering myself. Should I take a chance and leave as is? If you want to do the Gabriel move, I probably would go for it, but for Senesi. How many free transfers have you? Let me just reply to you here. A few in eggs. Right, William, let me know what you make of that. Right, let me know if you do that move, William. But for now, I'm not doing it. Current number 6 in India. Wildcard active with bench boost 36. The aim, I suggest me a great team. Triple City, Triple Palace. Wildcard 35 is going to be very similar to Wildcard 32. You want triple leads in anyway for their run in, at least, or for today's fixture. You want to get some decent ground on that, especially if the lads are in for the inside info. Tell them not Niall. Colin, who is this? Dead right, Colin. Dead right. What was in there? Annie Kedwan. What are we saying? So, whom should I play? Right, no, where's that message gone? Current number 6 in India. Wildcard active and bench boost 36. The aim. Suggest me a great team. Triple City, Haaland, Semenyo, or you could even go Haaland, Shirky, and O'Reilly. You need to have Haaland and O'Reilly on a wild card at least. Triple Crystal Palace, I'd probably will go Richards, Sarr, and maybe Henderson in goals, but Glasner has been rotated Henderson with the European game, so maybe there's a risk he mightn't play the 2 games over the double game week. You're going to have to take that risk though. If you're looking for a bench booster in 36, maybe Brighton against Wolves, that's something. Does that mean I'm going to have to play? Wow, okay. So Brighton against Wolves next week. Does that mean I'm subbing in for Bruggen and Van Heck when Leeds have Spurs? Maybe. Who else would you want on the bench boost next week? Villa, Rodgers, maybe an Aston Villa defender there just for the bench boost. Gibbs White against Newcastle. You want double Arsenal anyway. Double Arsenal fans, Raya and Gabriel just for the next couple of games also. Another playing West Ham. Are they going to slip up at West Ham? I don't think so. But yeah, that's pretty much the wildcard team you're looking for there, man. Let me know. All good there. But you're number 6 in India. You're probably top 50 in the world. That is outrageous going. Fair play to you. Is Okafor playing? I'm planning to captain him. He's a big doubt, so I'm not sure if I give him the captaincy. Frank O'Brien, team ID. Send in the team Frank in chat if you wouldn't mind, please, and I will get back to you. Bench Verbruggen and O'Reilly next week for both Burnley assists. Assets mean I have Wolves to use as a bench boost, so clean sheet could be Van Heck and Verbruggen against Wolves, and O'Reilly double 2. Nothing wrong with that at all. If you want to go with those, go for it. Verbruggen and O'Reilly next week is of course fine on the bench boost. Yeah, all good there. Get that done. So I have 3 free transfers. What should be the priority for this week? Hill to Gabriel, Semenya to Shirky, Hill to Munoz, roll. If you have any of the Chelsea boys, get rid of the Chelsea boys. But maybe Gabriel getting in if you've a couple of free transfers, unlike myself. Whom should I play between Gabriel and Hill? I do not have Senesi. Gabriel, of course. Gabriel, get him into the team there. Annie Kedwan, let me know what you're doing for the wild card. But I don't think you even need my help at number 6 in India. If you have to pick 2 between Enzo, Palmer, and Pedro, who would you pick leaning towards Enzo for def kind of differential? I'd be benching Enzo, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be going with Enzo, no. At least Palmer has penalties, and at least JP should get something if he starts. I do think Chelsea score. They just have been poor. They have been poor over that. Just legend thanks on. Must feel great that the lads from the Money League are here and out of pure fear and worry. Yeah, they're keeping quiet. They have been watching the streams over the last while, but I know one of them was in the league earlier, but he's a bit down. But it's good to see they're watching the streams at least. But But yeah, it's gonna be a close run in for the rest of the season. If you have to pick two, yeah, Pedro and Palmer is what I'll be going for there. Saw Doctor, we're assuming that Mo Farah is bad at darts though. True. If he's practicing the double ones before he does that challenge, maybe he could just be little on that. But it's just the doubles that's going to let him down. Start Tavernier or Gross. Who should I start? Tavernier out of those. Gross, I think, has got his points over the double game week. I'm happy to take those and run a 16-pointer over the double game week for a lovely differential who I wasn't even really considering or wasn't even expecting to get a big return. So the fact he got that over the double was brilliant. Right, good stuff. Right, so 5:10, hour and 20 to go until the deadline. We're on 28 likes, 45 in the chat at the moment. Let's try and get to 35 in the next couple of minutes or so. Once we hit 40 again, we're opening another pack of stickers. And if you are watching and you haven't clicked subscribe, please do consider heading on down there, clicking subscribe on the channel. We are on the road to 10k subs, and the support this season has been immense. I really do appreciate the support we've got on the channel so far this season. It'll be great to hit 10k. That's all I'm saying. I've been at this YouTube game a long time. Once I hit 10k, that'll be lovely. Right, Annie Kedwan, here we go. Where are you gone there in the chat? Let's see. Current wildcard team: Raya, Verbruggen, O'Reilly, Gabriel, Justin, Munoz, Lacroix, Rogers, Fernandez, Shirky, Pascal Gross, Sarr, Thiago, Welbeck, Haaland. You're going to have a big bench headache this week anyway. But Raya, O'Reilly, Gabriel, Justin, benching the two Palace lads. I would be benching the two Palace lads for sure this week. Rogers, Fernandez, Shirky, Sarr, benched maybe. Pascal Gross over Sarr. Maybe, yeah. Thiago, Welbeck, Haaland, 3-4-3 this week. It's a good team there. It's a strong bench boost then as well. I'd go with that, yeah. All good there. Start Tavernier or Pascal Gross. Tavernier. Eze, Casemiro as a differential punt for Palmer. Sorry if I missed your answer, Frankie. If you have the couple of free transfers available, go for it. If not, leave it off. I wouldn't be doing it with one free transfer. Give Palmer another week at least. I do think Chelsea score in that Forest game. It's just whether or not Casemiro. If Eze starts, I think Eze does well. It's just a risk of Eze whether or not he's going to start that game with the Atletico game coming around on Tuesday. Right, let me see on this. What else are we saying? Where is Higgins' text gone? He was messaging me earlier. 9.1 for a replacement for a midfielder he needs help with here. 9.1 for a midfielder. Let's see on this. Right. See, Rice, Gibbs White, not sure I'd go near them. Rogers, Anderson, Garner, Dewsbury Hall. No, none of them screaming. Can he get Shirky? No. He's Triple City already. Not many this week, is there? Eze, if you want to take the risk on Eze. Not many good options. Right. Higgins, let me know what you go for. You might be watching, you might be not, but I got back to you there. Right, back to the chat here. William, let me know about my question above. What were you saying, William? A lot of Williams in the chat tonight. Bring in Verbruggen and O'Reilly next week for both Burnley's assets. I mean, I have Wolves to use as bench boost. Yeah, so Brighton against Wolves next week, that's fair enough. I'd go with that. You need O'Reilly. Definitely need O'Reilly for the double game week, so that's fine on that. If you have the 2 free transfers to do that, go with that. Let me know, William, if that's alright. Good man. Gabriel, likely needed. 37 for sure. Don't see Bournemouth keeping a clean sheet versus Crystal Palace, so Senesi to Gabriel. If Gabriel hauls, rank loss, risk due to high effective ownership. Roll next week with 2 free transfers and target a Palace asset. If you have the free transfers, you can get Gabriel in. If you have the free transfers. Really stuck between bringing in Bruno Guimaraes, Eze or Saka. Saka, if you have the funds, I think I would go for Saka if you had the funds available. I would go for it. Eze is a bit more of a risk. I wouldn't go near Bruno Guimaraes. No, definitely not. Wouldn't be going for that. Leave that off. Really stuck. Yeah, Captain Bruno or Haaland. Yeah, that's the big question this week. Also, I'm currently on Bruno for now. It's whether or not we end up on Bruno, but he is on it for now. No blanks in his last 7 is crazy for Bruno. Also, I do think United get a couple against Liverpool. Also, do you think Bowen to DCL is a bad transfer? Doing Cunha to Rodgers with other free transfer. Wouldn't get rid of Bowen. Wouldn't get rid of that Calvert-Lewin if I had either. I think you keep Bowen after his return last week. I wouldn't bother getting rid of him. But Calvert-Lewin could easily do well tonight. If you have the free transfers available, go for it. If not, leave it off. Victor, advise on this team: Russ, Raya, Coyote, Lacroix, Gabriel, Hall, Bruno, Sarr, Rogers, Gibbs White, Dewsbury Hall, Bowen, Thiago, Van Heck, João Pedro. One free transfer, bench boost, and wildcard left. I'll be wildcarding this week into a bench boost, so I don't know if that's a wildcard team. Maybe it is. But Gibbs White is fine. Bowen, Thiago. Where's Haaland? Get Haaland into the team. Hit that wildcard button and get Haaland into the team there. That's what you have to do. Michael O'Connor, pal, sent you my team on Discord. 3 free transfers, 2.7 in the bank. Let's get you up here, Michael. What are we saying in the Discord? Plenty of messages to get back to over on the Patreon also. We will get back to them as well. Right, Michael. Haaland captain, fair enough. João Pedro, Calvert-Lewin, Palmer, Tavernier, Fernandes, Semenyo, O'Reilly, Senesi, Stroik, and Darlow. Gab, if you have the couple of transfers, maybe. Go with that, Michael, I'd say, yeah. Right, DCL for the captaincy. And what ownership is DCL? Not for the captaincy. Is he still a bit of a differential? I'm going to guess 20%. Full profile here. 12%. So he's still a bit of a differential for tonight now, to be fair. If you could get a few returns instead of falling over himself, that'd be brilliant. For the captaincy tonight, I don't think so. You should freeze your screen 5 to 10 minutes before deadline and make your transfers for the money league. Yeah, maybe I should be doing that. Maybe, just maybe. I'm gonna guess they are watching. I am gonna guess because I did the Gabriel to Senesi move on the double gaming very late with 2 minutes to go, I think, and that transfer was also made. But you could easily do that yourself. It's just the pattern that's been happening is interesting. But I have my triple captaincy still to come, whereas they don't. So let's see. Right, what else are we saying? D McDonald, yes, Era. How are you doing? All good, man. How are you? Bench boost is active. Good to see. Martinez, Hill, Gabriel, O'Reilly, Bruno Fernandes, Cunha. Get Cunha out of there. Shirky, Rogers, Thiago, Watkins, Haaland, Kelleher, Van Heck, Mukulele, and Stash. Kelleher is alright. Van Heck is okay. Mukulele is my man. Anyway, Sunderland are playing who? That's the thing now. I stopped caring about Sunderland games with no Mukulele in the team. Sunderland against United. No, sorry, that's next week. Sunderland against Wolves. That's a decent bench boost this week, so Mukulele. Bench boost is active, yeah. Kelleher, Van Heck, Mukulele, Stash. Is Stash back fit though? Has he been playing for Leeds over the last while? Let's get him up here. Anton Stash. Has he been playing? Played against Chelsea. No, he only came off the bench, was it? He came off at half time for Bijol. That's a strong bench boost, so he should be back in the team. You'd expect him to be back in the starting 11. Sports Central Hub, starting Bruno and Semenyo, who to start and bench from Mbeumo, Szoboszlai and Rogers. Forwards are DCL, Haaland and Watkins. Forwards are fine. Who would you start and bench from Mbeumo, Szoboszlai and Rogers? If you're only starting one, I'd be starting Rogers there. But if you have Mbeumo and Szoboszlai and you're not starting them, maybe you're going to have to move them on. Who's my last man standing pick this week? I'm out of my last man standing anyway. I'm actually not doing one. So not much point in saying if Leeds were still in it, if I was doing one and I had Leeds would be the one I'd be looking for. That's what I'd be going for. Right, sound. Let me take a screenshot of that just for future reference. Right, grand. Got to be Rogers. No for the benching. I think Villa do get something against Spurs. Hope the lads from Money Leagues have liked and subscribed. I hope they have at least as well. Surely they'll have to. Start Hill or Senesi. I would probably start Hill on the Defcon. Probably would. Yeah, right. 20 past 5. We've plenty of time. We've plenty of time here, yeah. Right. What do I do here? What's your thoughts on the wildcard? Raya, Gabriel, O'Reilly, Justin, Saliba. If you're wildcarding. If you're wildcarding, I'll be going 2 or 3 Palace. 3 free transfers. Who would you bring in FPL? Darlow, Verbruggen. Would you do... Spelling has gone off. Hall. Would you do anyone thinking of getting rid of Palmer? 33 points behind my mini league. What should I do? Was thinking about transferring Semenyo Shirky. Here's team for a friend. If you have only 1 free transfer, I wouldn't be doing that Semenyo move. Any changes to the 11? Darlow, Trufer, Justin, O'Reilly, Ryan, Palmer, Bruno Fernandes, Semenyo, João Pedro, Calvert-Lewin, Haaland. All good there, mate. Looks good. Looks good there. FPL stuck on this decision. Outward for Bruggen and Palmer. In with Gibbs White and Raya. If like that, double arse on the fence and see Palmer's price he'd have. I'm not sure Gibbs White rotation with Europe though. It's Darlow on goals this week. Play Palmer or Gibbs White and Raya. I'll have 3 free transfers next week and can get Raya. I guess it comes down to Darlow versus Raya. Play Darlow. Right, what else we there? Hi all on FPL. Any changes required this week from me? Going for big points. Should I bench Gross or Welbeck? Start Welbeck there. What else have we there? Right, Josh, just running through these Patreon messages very quickly. Any recommendations this week? Person in my mini league has Okafor and always get lucky with players that go under the radar. 14 points behind. Should I get Okafor and stick in my team? He's a doubt for tonight, so leave off. Yeah, people are bringing in Okafor. He's meant to be a doubt for tonight. That obviously means he could easily start, but leave that off. Only have 1 free transfer to Roland, which is the better one to go with first. Right, we'll get back to the chat here then quickly then as well. Start Hill or Senesi. Yeah, if you're looking to start Hill or Senesi, I probably would still start Hill because of DEFCON. Eze or Rice over Palmer? Eze would be going for there. Any thoughts here? FPL 1 free transfer, 5.4 in the bank. Maybe roll for the upcoming game weeks. Right, any changes you'd recommend here? Virgil, Gabriel, Hill, Strike, Sabasai, Semenyo, Tavernier, Bruno, Thiago, Haaland. Would you start JP over Virgil? All good there. Grand. Right, is my draft starting lineup okay? All good there. Draft. How many playing draft is there? Verbruggen, Strike, O'Reilly, Hill, Palmer, Tavernier, Bruno, Semenyo, Gab in for Senesi. If you've a couple. Right. Is that everyone back? Jason, what is Jason in the chat here? Verbruggen, Strike, O'Reilly, Hill, Palmer, Tavernier, Fernandes. Right, all good, Jason, good man. I've 1 free transfer, 0.8 in the bank. 1 free transfer, 0.8 in the bank. O'Reilly, Gabriel, Strike, Gross. I'd roll there. Right, good stuff. Back to the YouTube chat here. I'm thinking United beat Liverpool. I think they will as well. Start Senesi or Tavernier. Senesi or Hill. I'd start Hill. Hello, brother. 3 free transfers. We take out Palmer for Rodgers. Probably not. Surely, if you can do Palmer to Saka, you can obviously do Palmer to Eze. Maybe take a punt on Saka, but it's a bit of a risk though. Would you buy Haaland for a -4 if you're captaining him, Jack? Yes. You want him for the double game week next week anyway. I do think he does well against Everton anyway. Chiro ranks up era thinking of bringing in O'Reilly this week, since I'm bringing him at the next week anyways. If yes, who to start alongside him from Garner, Thiaw and Van Heck? If not, start 2 instead, thank you. Thinking of bringing in O'Reilly this week. You'll want him anyway next week, so yeah, go for it. If yes, who to start alongside him from Garner, Thiaw and Van Heck? Probably Van Heck out of those. Newcastle against, off the top of my head, who are they playing? I forget. Let's have a look at Newcastle. Brighton. Thiaw playing at home. Better chance of DEFCON from Van Heck, so probably go with that. Any news on Okafor? He is a doubt for tonight. Alright, Cregan. He is a doubt. Thiago or Bowen? Thing with Thiago and Bowen, they have Bowen has Arsenal next week, doesn't and then Thiago has City next week. Short term, long term, not even long term with only a couple of game weeks left. I don't think I'll be going for either. You'll want Bowen game week 37, 38, Newcastle, and then is it Spurs? No, sorry, Newcastle and then West Ham are playing Leeds the last day of the season. You'll definitely want Bowen for the last game of the season, but probably Bowen over Thiago. Just Thiago, I was glad he didn't score against United anyway, so that was fine there. Right, we're on 35 likes, 5 more likes. We're going to get into our second pack. So if you haven't liked the stream already, get down there and throw a like on stream here. How come you're choosing Palmer over Gross, as Gross has been on the better form the last few weeks compared to Palmer? Palmer on penalties. Chelsea have been very poor. Surely they get something this week. Chiro ranks. Michael O'Connor. Pick 3 to start from Gabriel, Senesi, O'Reilly, strike. Gabriel, O'Reilly, strike. Chiro ranks. Another question is Haaland seems like a stretch for me. Only way I could bring him in is -8 with min price players, or Bruno out permanently. Should I just differential triple captain instead? Try and get Haaland in, even if -8 is a lot. -4 would have been okay. That's going to be tough to get Haaland in with a -8. If you can't get Haaland, maybe you're going to look for an O'Reilly or a Semenyo or even a Shirky triple captain. But I'd try and get him in if you can. -8 isn't ideal though. John Long, happy Friday. If you had Nunes and one free transfer, would you swap to O'Reilly? Also, Ryan is first to my bench. Who'd you play him over? João Pedro, Rogers, Palmer this week? I'd leave Ryan on the bench. Would I swap Nunes for O'Reilly? Probably would. It's a bit of a sideways move. You'll want him. You'll want O'Reilly for next week, so I'd go with it, to be honest with you. Yeah, get that done. Right then, 5:30 thereabouts. An hour and 5 to go until the deadline. All good there, right? I need to decide what I'm doing with my team as well at some stage. Right, all good there. Interesting, okay. Right. How come you're choosing? Right, yeah. Just because he's penalties, that's literally why. If Welbeck's playing, he should get some. Owen Meehan in the chat. Good man, Owen Meehan. My team is Raya, Gabriel, Mukalele, Senesi, Bruno, Dango, Rogers, Sabasai, Thiago, João Pedro, Haaland. Benches Dubravka, Wilson, Thiaw, Virgil. Would you do any transfers or start anyone else? So you have Gabriel already. You have double Arsenal defence. Interesting there. Mukalele, Senesi, strong defence there for this week. Bruno, Dango, Rogers, Sabasai, Thiago, João Pedro, Haaland. I think you're good to go there, yeah. How many transfers have you on? I know you're doing very well this season. So you don't need to go very punty. Dango himself has actually good numbers for the chance of a return this week, but he's probably unlucky that Thiago fell over himself on Monday night, that you didn't get a couple of returns from him there. But double Arsenal defence, Mukalele against Wolves, isn't it? Isn't Sunderland against Wolves this week? Wouldn't say no to a good return from Mukalele in that game. Yeah, against Wolves. Senesi, all good there. Bruno, Dango, Rogers, Szoboszlai. Maybe not ideal having Szoboszlai and Bruno Fernandes in that one game, but at least you've only got 2 players. You're benching Virgil at least. Rest of the team is all good. Let me know how many transfers. Maybe you could probably do one transfer there. Nicholas, start 2 between Welbeck, Senesi, Hill and Ampadu. Got 3 free transfers, so could also sell Senesi to Saliba, Semenyo to Shirky. Semenyo to Shirky isn't the worst one. If you have a couple of free transfers available, there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to go for it, go for it. Interesting, okay. Should I take a hit to get DCL for Bowen? Definitely do not take a hit for that, no. Bench boost 36 wildcard, 35 Raya plus Justin or Saliba plus Darlow. Raya and Justin, yeah. Though Justin for a wing back has been doing well on the DEFCON also, so yeah, nothing wrong with going Justin there. Nezgul, alright, over to own there first. 1.5 million in the bank, one transfer. I think he can probably roll. Defense is sound. Midfield is solid, bar Szoboszlai. He could get something from a set piece either, so there's nothing wrong with Szoboszlai there. Thiago, João Pedro, Haaland. João Pedro isn't ideal. At least you've only got one of the Chelsea lads there, so I'd roll there. 1.5 in the bank. You already have Gabriel. You're all good there. Should I take a hit? Yeah. Oh no, do not do that. Definitely do not take a hit there. Nicholas, start 2 between Welbeck, Senesi, Hill, and Ampadu. Got 3 free transfers. So could sell Senesi to Saliba, Semenyo to Shirky. If you have Gabriel already, maybe you could do the Saliba move. Semenyo to Shirky, there's nothing wrong with that. If you have a couple of free transfers available, that's fine to do. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. I just don't have the transfers, so I have to keep Semenyo. Zafran, start Nunes or Alderete. Probably Nunes there. Probably Nunes. What else have we? Vivid. My team is Verbruggen, O'Reilly, Gabriel, Strike, Hill, Bruno, Tavernier, Semenyo, Haaland, Bowen, João Pedro. Benches Dubravka, Van Heck, Gordon, Diego Gomez. 2 free transfers, 1 million in the bank. Verbruggen, O'Reilly, Gabriel, Strike, Hill is fine. Bruno, Tavernier, Semenyo. 4-3-3. That's all good to go this week. You're fine. Semenyo might be a small doubt. You have Van Heck at least. Van Heck can get some DEFCON in that game. I wouldn't be taking a hit or using a free transfer to get rid of Semenyo anyway, so all good on that. Good stuff. 5:30 on the dot. We're 2 likes off hitting 40 likes. Once we hit 40 likes, we'll open our next pack there then as well. So get 2 more likes in on stream if you haven't done so already. And while we're at this then as well, go down there, hit subscribe on the stream if you haven't done so already too. A couple of new subs since we started the stream, so that's great to see as always. Should I take a hit? No. On bench boost. Yeah, sorry, we did that one. Nezgul, would you change anything and roll 1 free transfer? Darlow, O'Reilly, Gabriel, Hill, Semenyo, Bruno Fernandes, Palmer, Tavernier, João Pedro, Haaland, DCL, subs are Verbruggen, Gross, Bijol, Van Heck. Would you change anything and roll? Darlow, O'Reilly, Gabriel, Hill, Semenyo, Bruno Fernandes, Palmer, Tavernier, all good there. João Pedro, Haaland, DCL. Team looks good there. 1 free transfer you can roll there. Start 2 of Tavernier, Semenyo, Palmer. I still think I probably would still start Semenyo and Palmer. If Semenyo misses out, not that he is going to miss out, there's just rumours that he hasn't trained. Don't know how true they are. But I'd leave it off. Interesting, right. Mo, what are we saying, Mo? 1.3 in the bank. 1 transfer. What should I do? I was thinking Palmer to Gibbs White, then change next. Then next we can do someone to Gabriel. And also, would you have the bench and start in 11 like that, or would you change around? Haaland captain for you. João Pedro. JP over Gross, anyhow. I do. Let me know, Mo, if that's alright. Khalid. Hi, Era. This is my opponent, and I want to bypass him. Help me with differentials, or what should I do? I really need your help. What's your team? Grand there, Khalid. Send me yours. Cunha not in squad. Roll transfers for blank 37. Any thoughts on this wildcard draft? Raya. Gabriel captain against Fulham. Wow. O'Reilly, Justin, Saliba, Bruno Fernandes, Shirky, Okafor, Rodgers, Thiago, Haaland. Seems to be a doubt. Right, all good on that. Who's texting us here? Alright, sound. Yeah, Haaland triple captain next week is what we're looking at, is right. For Verbruggen, Gabriel, Senesi, O'Reilly, Gross, Palmer, Bruno Fernandes, Semenyo, Haaland, João Pedro, Calvert-Lewin. 2 free transfers. Gabriel, Senesi, O'Reilly. That means he's no Leeds defender. Wow. Right, all good there. Scott, fair enough. I think I may just go get Gabriel this week. as we'll want it for next couple of weeks. If you've only got one free transfer, is it worth it? Through fair to Gabriel. Right, back to this. One to bench. Semenya, Welbeck, Pedro, Palmer. Welbeck maybe out of those, maybe just. Where else are we going? On bench boost, 36, 35. Yeah. Start 2, Semenya, Palmer, just still, yeah. Start Tavernier or Gross. I'd be starting Gross there, yeah. Start Gross. Get Gross on the team there. Right, good stuff. I can see we just hit we just passed 40 likes, so it's time for another pack. Keep the questions coming as we're going for this. If you are watching and you haven't clicked subscribe, head on down there, click subscribe on the channel. Johnny Sexton is asking us who we're captaining. Well, it's on Bruno for now. Do I swap that? Right, pack number 2 on the stream. Let's get the stream or the camera up here. Pack number 2. No good one in the first pack. Anyway, best player was our Japanese. We're repping Japan anyway tonight. So not a great start. Apart from that, right? Is that a Kosovo? Is that Kosovo? No, Bosnia. Bosnia badge to start off. Can't be the shiny there. Nothing wrong with that. Starting off. Number 2 then, Demiral of Turkey. Oh wow, what a pull on the next one. This Japanese one is this Japanese jerseys bring me luck with the Asian players. Heung-min Son. What a pull that is. Love that. Very good. Los Angeles FC. You'd forget that he's gone there. Who's up next there then as well? Hard to see there. Is that Colombia? It is. Luis Suarez of Sporting. Up next then, that's not Verdial, is it? No, it's not. I thought it was. I thought we packed ourselves. Caleta Carr of Real Sociedad. Up next then, is that that's not Germany, is it? No, it's not. Haiti. Yozu Casimir of Haiti. Last player in the pack. Are we going to pull somebody good? Is that João Cancelo? No, it's not. Aguerd of Morocco. Good defender. Heung-min Son has been the pull so far of the stream. Right. You know what to do. 60 likes. Next pack then as well. Right, where's the rest of the questions? 1 to bench. Semenyo, Welbeck, Pedro, Palmer. Probably Welbeck out of those. Should it be taking out Watkins next week if he doesn't start this one? Yeah, I probably would. Which 3 would you start between Tavernier, Trufer, Semenyo, Palmer this week? Start 3. Tavernier, Semenyo, Palmer. Trufer the bench. Jason, hey Niall, hope all is well, my man. Bench 1 of Hill or Tavernier. Have Gab or Riley and Struck as my starting back 3. I'd probably start Tavernier out of those. Yeah, I think I'm going to start Tavernier myself, Jason. So nothing wrong with going with that if you want to follow suit with me. Right, all good there. How are we looking? Alice in the chat. What are we saying, Alice? Should I start Tavernier over Senesi? Yeah, start Tav. Let me know if that's alright, Alice. Good stuff. Jean-Michel Pichet. Will there be any upcoming blank? What are you doing this week? Team is in the other chat, bro. With my right, all good there. What else should I go with? Haaland maybe for the captain. Haaland or Bruno for the captaincy. Let's get a poll going. Do you know what? We've no poll going so far. Start the poll. Is it just Haaland or Bruno? Do we just leave it on that? Maybe. I think let's just do Haaland and Bruno because it's that close of a decision. There's nobody else really shouting out there. Cheers, Niall. Best of luck, Owen. Good man. Cheers. Appreciate you tuning in this week as always, Owen. Good man. Hope the week goes well for you. Right, back to this then as well. Jason, Gab to start. What are we saying there in your team, Jason? Yeah, Senesi. Who you think for the captaincy? DCL. DCL, big risk. Big risk for the captaincy with DCL. Bruno Fernandes is actually winning the captaincy. I'm surprised by that. I thought more would be on Erling Haaland. Andre, how about this draft? Anything to change? Any differential to boost my rank? Wildcard is active. Raya, Gabriel, Justin, Saliba, O'Reilly, Bruno Fernandes, Shirky, Eze, Rodgers over Eze, Thiago, Haaland, DCL. Nice team there. Right, Shirky for a differential for you there. Khalid, what's your team there? Raya, Gabriel, Virgil, Poro, Soboslai, Salah, Fernandez. All good there. That's his free hit team. Abdullah, 3 free transfers. Can give Chelsea lads one more week. Getting Saka now is a bit risky. Right, everyone is got back to there for now. All good there. Lovely. Krupi Jr. to Mateta for 1 free transfer. Thoughts on that? No, I don't think I do that. Got to take it to the game on Sunday, so going for Bruno Fernandes captain. Nothing wrong with that. Looking at the poll there, 50-50 on the poll there. Ryan, I'm thinking a triple captain on Haaland this week. Ryan, don't do that. Save it for next week. Is it even going to be Haaland next week? It probably is going to be Haaland next week, but yeah, 2 home fixtures probably has to be Haaland for the triple captain surely. Sakib, sorry Sakib, we missed you there. We missed a few of these coming up here. Psycho vibes. I'll be taking a hit if I take Watkins out. Only have Bowen and Thiago alongside him. Keep Watkins, so don't take the hit. Definitely do not take the hit. Frank O'Brien, Darlow, Gabriel, Senesi, Van Heck, O'Reilly, Strike, Bruno Fernandes, Tavernier, Scott, Semenyo, Palmer, Welbeck, Haaland, DCL. Bench 4 out of those. Gabriel, O'Reilly, Strike in the fence there. Bruno Fernandes, Tavernier, Semenyo, Palmer. 3-4-3. Bench Scott, Van Heck, and who's the other defender? And Van Heck. Sorry, Gabriel. Yeah, so you're benching Senesi. Sorry, Senesi, Van Heck, Scott on the bench. 3-4-3 there, Frank. Hope that's all well, man. Good stuff. Who will win the championships playoff? Are they locked in? Is the championship? Is still not a chance for other? Or is the championship over? Was it last week's? Maybe it was. Championship. Yeah, no, there's another game still to go. Does that mean, right, Hull still have a chance, Derby still would have a chance as well. Wrexham, Southampton, Ipswich and Coventry are grand, aren't they? So it's between Wrexham, Southampton, Middlesbrough, Millwall, Hull. I'd like to see Wrexham to go up. Southampton, obviously, with a couple of Irish players, Azaz, Manning. Surely we have another one in there then as well. Wrexham would be a bit of fun in the Premier League anyway. Don't want Millwall to go up. If Millwall go up and West Ham go down, that'll cause riots in London. But maybe Southampton or Wrexham. I wouldn't say no to either of those going up. You think Semenyo starts? Doubts, because a lot of people have benched him this week. True. I have cover if he is benched though, so that's okay if needs be. Locking in for now. So many 50-50s this week. Use the positional data to help. Ended up a bit boring with Haaland captain. Fair enough. Going into 35 with Saka and Sarr. Wow. Rolling to 3 free transfers. Interesting. Is there a case for a Gross to start? Is there a case? Let's see. Right. You think Semenyo starts? If you've got Hill for a sub, it's fine. Don't worry about that. Darlow, O'Reilly, Kadioglu, Senesi, Palmer, Semenyo, Bruno Fernandes, Tavernier, Haaland, Pedro, DCL, Verbruggen, Hill, Van Heck, Gordon. One free transfer lineup and bench, all good. Rolling the free transfer. Darlow, O'Reilly, Kadioglu, left back, over the double did very well, so fair enough on starting him. He was very attacking over the 2 games. Senesi, Palmer, Semenyo, Bruno, Tavernier, Haaland, Pedro, DCL, Hill, Van Heck and Gordon on the bench. Would you start Hill over Kadioglu? Maybe, but I can see why you're starting Kadioglu, because he was very attacking. Maybe would start Hill just for the DEFCON. Probably would just about. Who would you get in for Gordon? Rogers, Gibbs White, Rice, Eze. Eze's a risk. If he starts, he could do well, so probably would go Eze there. Rado Mint, I've 5 free transfers with the same wildcard 32 team as you, but I've Gabriel instead of Strike and Ampadu over Gross. Would you do one of the Bournemouth lads to a Leeds defender? Maybe. Do I go Senesi to Saliba and Semenyo to Shirky, or just do one of these? Senesi to Saliba isn't actually bad at all, yeah, if you want to do that. For, what's that, a second Arsenal defender? Why not? Semenyo to Shirky then as well, if you have 3 free transfers, or 4, what if you have 5 free transfers? Yeah, I probably would go for it. You only got 4 or 5 game weeks left in the season. Go for it. Why not? Shirky's is the informed player over Semenyo anyway. 50 likes on stream. Great to see that then as well. We have about 45 people watching us. Once we hit 60 likes, we'll be going for our next pack of stickers then as well. So get the likes in on stream if you haven't done so already. And a couple of new subs since we started the stream also, which is great to see. As always, we're about 44 off hitting 9,100 subs. Let's try and keep this ticking over the rest of this stream if you wouldn't mind. Khalid here. Darlow, O'Reilly, Strike, Gabriel, Palmer, Tavernier, Bruno, Semenyo, Haaland, JP, Calvert-Lewin. Roll there. Good team. All good there, man. I'm going Haaland, P. Fair enough. Abdullah, no problem, man. All good there. Martin, have the same defence as you. Have 1 free transfer and exact money for Senesi to Gabriel. Make the transfer or roll. If you have only 1 free transfer, Gabriel could go up. Would you go for it? Maybe. Yeah. That's not where the -4, yeah. -4 to bring in DCL. No. On right, all good there. Grand. Could have a bench of Darlow, Leeds defender Van Heck and Dewsbury Hall. Is this worth bench boost and just use it up? I'd do that, yeah. The bench boost for double Leeds. Go with that, yeah. It means I do Saliba back to Munoz next week. I'm 25 points behind my league rival. Haaland triple captain in hand. Nothing bad with that at all. If you have the free transfers, why not go for it? If you want to bring in Munoz, that's okay there. I'm thinking a triple captain on Haaland this week, Ryan. Go for it. United Dino got a ticket to the game on Sunday, so going for Bruno Fernandes captain. Nothing wrong with that if you want to go Bruno Fernandes captain at all. Nothing wrong with that. Yahan or Yaya, 2 free transfers, 1.2 million in the bank, top 13k. Good going. Very good going. Darlow, O'Reilly, Hill, Senesi, Gabriel, Bruno Fernandes, Gross, Semenyo, Tavernier, Haaland, DCL. Benches Verbruggen, Palmer, João Pedro, Van Heck. Benching the 2 Chelsea boys is brave. Fair enough. O'Reilly, Hill, Senesi, Gabriel. It's a strong backline to be fair. Bruno Fernandes, Gross, Semenyo, Tavernier, Haaland. Interesting. How many? What? Verbruggen, Palmer, João Pedro, Van Heck. Any changes I should make? I think that's what you're trying to say. No. Would you start over the Chelsea boys over Gross? Probably would there, yeah. I probably would over one of the Bournemouth lads on the fence. Yeah, I probably would. You have Darlow at least. You have some Leeds cover at least. Nothing else is too shabby with the rest of that. Abdullah, no problem at all. Abdullah. Van Dijk to O'Reilly and Ndai to Shirky. If both for free, yeah. If both for free. 10 to 6. Right. 5 free transfers with same wildcard team as you. But I've Gabriel instead of Strike and Ampadu over Gross. So I go Senesi to Saliba. Nothing wrong with going the two of them. I means I have to do Saliba back to Munoz next week. Of 25 points behind mini league rival, triple captain in hand. We're at the lead. Saw Doctor 1998. Say hello to me tonight at the game. I'll be there. I'll be there after this. Yeah, say hello to me. I have to say well to you in person. You're always on the stream. I wasn't at the Leitrim game, no, unfortunately. I was in goal for it. They could have. There was at one stage there was 3 points in the game. They could have made it back, but they weren't embarrassed at all. Everyone on social and outside of Leitrim thought they were going to get bet by 15, 20 points. So the team did very well to only get bet by 5, and they had a chance. We missed a few 2-pointers as well during the game. What an upset that would have been. But they did themselves proud last week or the week before, whenever it was. Last week, wasn't it? So nothing wrong with that, getting bet by Galway by 5 points. On wildcard, start Munoz or get a Leeds defender. Get a Leeds defender for this week, yeah. Start 2, Richards, Hill, Tiao, Dango, Wilson. Hill and Dango is who we'll be going for there. Isaac, should I do Semenya to Shirky and Anderson to Rice for 2 transfers for free? 1 Semenya to Shirky is fine. If you have a couple of free transfers, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Why not go for it? Alex in the chat. Alex, good to see you, man. Are the Chelsea lads okay to start? And are we benching Gross or Tavernier this week? We're starting Tavernier. Chelsea lads are fine, not ideal, but yeah, they're okay for one more week. I think Liverpool next week isn't an ideal fixture, but I think I'm going to give them one more week. They haven't been great at all over the last while. Definitely not. Right, 10 to 6. 10 to 6 here. Who should I bench, Gross or Tavernier? Gross. I'm starting Tavernier myself. Tavernier is starting for me, yeah. Andre. I was between Casemiro, Dango or Aronson, Okafor. Okafor is a doubt, so leave off. Unless we get late news. Right. Keep the questions coming in if you can at all. I think I'll go with Casemiro, but also thinking to start him. Could get some DEFCON. Not sure of an attacking return against Liverpool. He has been good, especially at home. United, it's in Anfield, isn't it? No, it's in Old Trafford. Wow, okay, fair. I thought it was at Anfield after we played at home on Monday. Not sure on Casemiro though. I think you're points chasing if you're going Casemiro. Bruno or Haaland? What's the poll saying is right? Let's have a look at that. 64% on Haaland. Fair enough. Anderson, Gross or Wilson? Wilson to bench boost on Anderson, Gross or Wilson to bench boost on 36. Gross is the better fixture next week. Fulham against Bournemouth for Wilson, fair enough, but Gross against Wolves, I could easily start Gross next week, so I'd probably have it as Gross. Is Okafor a good pick? He is a good pick. He's been doing well obviously the last couple of weeks. I do think he's a doubt. Let me see what the quote was on Okafor here while we're on the topic of Leeds assets. Where is the quote that was said in them? Newcastle, Liverpool, Brighton. Was it yesterday, was it? Okafor. I thought I saw a quote on him. He had up on his Instagram today a story, so maybe that might mean he's playing. If you have him, would you go off that? Is that maybe too is it too cryptid? Maybe not. GP10 literally have the same team as you, but sitting on 5 free transfers, 0 in the bank. If you just had to make a move, what would you do, or just burn a free transfer? You could downgrade Palmer to someone if you wanted to Eze, and if you had a couple of free transfers, why not get Gabriel in? Patrick, João Pedro, Bowen, Thiago to Haaland, a roll transfer of 1 transfer, 0 players from City. João Pedro to Haaland. Get that done. Go with that. Alex, yeah, and I'll Chelsea lads couldn't score in a brothel there for a while. They give me anxiety looking at them on my team. Yeah. Liverpool next week. Who are they after? They're probably gonna stink up my team for the next while. Spurs, at least Spurs could be relegated by then. You wouldn't know. Sunderland against Chelsea on the last game of the season. Just double checking that it's at 6:30. It is, yeah. Yeah, Palmer and João Pedro surely have to go. But I can't take a hit. If you had 3 or 4, 5 transfers, I'd be getting rid of the Chelsea lads. Just I can't. I'm not taking a hit to get rid of them. So no, I'm leaving off that. No, leave that off. Hawaii FPL era. Cheers, mate. No bother at all. Hussein, thanks for answering all. Eze or Bruno Guimaraes? Eze. Bench Hill or Tavernier this week? Bench Hill. Tavernier. Hill will get some DEFCON. Palace might sneak one. If Tavernier gets a return, there's a good chance. I do think he could get one. Start Semenyo or Hill? Semenyo. And at least if needed, if Semenyo doesn't start, Hill can sub in there, so that's all good there. Right, 5 to 6, 35 minutes to go, 34 minutes to go until the deadline. We're on 57 likes. Once we hit 60, next pack of stickers is coming our way. Loft just the True Fair and Casemiro expert. What's happening, Niall? Help me out here. I've Okafor, who's a doubt. Do I take the risk and start him, bench him for Virgil, or sell him for Sarr, other Palace midfielder? I'd start him. He had himself up on his Instagram. He had like a graphic for the game tonight. So if he's posting that, I don't think an injured player would post that. So I'd keep him in the team. It's a good chance he gets something as well if he starts that game. So yeah, I'd leave it at that. Bijal was in training. Interesting, okay. Bijal was training. Someone in captain and Welbeck. What are you doing? Am I moving on Palmer? I have to keep him. I've only got 1 free transfer. I'm going to have to keep him. Can't do much there. Cannot do much. Him and João Pedro, I said I had 4 or 5 transfers, they'd be gone. Can't do much else there. Shen Sensen. Hello, man. My current team is Darlow, Hill, Senesi, O'Reilly, Bruno, Tavernier, Palmer, João Pedro, Haaland, Welbeck. I've Gabriel on the bench, but I really want to play him. Whom should I bench? My current team is Darlow, Hill, Senesi, Riley. Gabriel is probably missing there. Bruno, Tavernier, Palmer, João Pedro, Haaland, Welbeck. I've Gabriel on the bench. Oh yeah, what are you doing? Sub in Gabriel for one of the Bournemouth lads. Probably Senesi. Better chance of some attacking returns from Senesi. Better chance of some DEFCON returns from Hill. On that basis, I'd probably just go Hill because of that. But yeah, do not be benching Gabriel. Definitely not. Palmer to Saka, worth it, or Eze? It is a risk. Saka's not a bad buy at all. It is a risk. He got some minutes in the Champions League. I don't think would you go against him? Maybe not. Yeah, Bijol has had an Instagram story up there too. I've just seen. So if you have Bijol, start him. If you have Okafor, start him. Unless that's some cryptic message in there, but you'd assume to who them start if they're putting up posts on their Instagram about the game tonight. Start one of Garner, Thiaw, or Van Heck. Van Heck there for DEFCON. Garner up against City. He might get some DEFCON, but Van Heck over Thiaw, yeah. Whom should I bench? Shen Sen out of those. Senesi. Start Gabriel. Bench Senesi. Start 2 Richards, Hill, Thiaw, Dango, Wilson, Hill and Dango. That's what I'll be going for there. Who to put first on bench, Virgil or Casemiro? Virgil probably will go for there. Virgil on the bench. Why not go for that? Couple of new subs on stream, which is great to see there. We've just hit 9,060 subscribers. We're 40 subs off hitting 9.1k. If you are watching and you haven't clicked subscribe, head on down there, please. Click subscribe on the channel. The road to 10k is well and truly unappreciated. As always, the support this season. And I can just see we've hit 60 likes, so we're going to take a little breather. Pack number 3 is coming up now. Out of these World Cup stickers, I'm going to go up and down here until I stop. Where are we going? Where are we going? We're going to go here. Best player we've packed so far is Heung-min Son. The Japanese, the Asian jersey is getting us some good players, and we got a good lad from Japan as well. Apart from that, players in the packs haven't been great. We already packed Ronaldo, we already packed Mbappe, but we want a Messi. We want the big ones. Even a Harry Kane or a Jude Bellingham wouldn't be too shabby at all. Right then, pack number 2. I can see a shiny already. So let's put these up to the camera here. Keep the questions coming in as I'm going through these, and get the likes up on stream also. Once we hit 80 likes, we'll be going for our next pack. And is that a Japanese? Oh my god, what are the what? I saw it shiny there. The Japan jersey tonight is helping us out big time there. I thought I saw it. Wow, that's class. It's bringing the luck. It's bringing the luck. Hopefully it's giving us a bit of luck this week in FPL. Who was that first anyway? We skipped over Nathaniel Mbuku of who even is that? I'm actually even not sure what nation that is. Love a bit of shiny stickers there. That is gas. The Japan top. We get the Japan badge. That's class. Right, up next then. Oh wow, Brazil. This has been a lucky pack. Brazil shiny. Love that. Absolutely love that. Next up, who is that? Can't even see there. Who is that? Ismail Jacobs of Galatasaray of Senegal. Very good. Who's up next then? Can't see that now with how dark it is. Gary Rodriguez. No clue. Won't lie, Gary. Don't know who you are. Is that Ayew? It is Andre Ayew. And then I can see at the back it's an Australian. Matt Ryan, previous of Brighton. Who's he with now? He's with Levante in Spain. Wow. That shiny Brazil and that shiny Japan has been the pulls of the stream so far. Wow, love that. Right, back to this. Would you go Semenyo to Shirky if you had luxury transfers GP10? I would. For game week 36, do I move to Munoz, Shirky and Rice, or Saliba, Lacroix, Shirky, or Munoz, Hincampier? Maybe I need to start pronouncing his name right. Hincampier or Rice. Saliba, Lacroix, Shirky, I don't mind that at all. As long as if you have Gabriel, nothing wrong with that. Is not having Gabriel a major risk? Maybe. Would you go Lacroix to Canvo to allow me to get JP over Thiago? Keep Thiago over João Pedro Luke. I don't even want João Pedro in my team. He just has to stay here. Krupi to Mateta. Not until after the Europe game. No, I wouldn't do that. Any leads, lineups? What's Mo saying? Mo, I'm a whole million short of the move you wanted me to do. Right, let me have a look at the team, Mo, here. Better stick with the team in the picture. Go for it. Andre, all good. Mo, what are we saying? A whole million short. I could maybe downgrade Palmer to Gibbs White or Okafor or Pedro to DCL. Then next week bring him in. You've only got one free transfer, Mo, haven't you? Start Darlow anyway, Mo, is what you'll do first, actually, looking at your team there. Start Darlow. downgrade Palmer to Gibbs White or Okafor. Okafor is a doubt, but maybe with him you'd expect him to go. I was thinking Palmer to Gibbs White, then next week can change something to Gabriel. The defence isn't bad there, to be fair, Mo. You've got Strike, O'Reilly, Senesi. Maybe JP to DCL and Gab next week then. Good stuff. Dylan Higgins in the chat. Higgins, did you go for the Eze move? Many going to the FPL meetup this week. Yeah, so if anyone, or next week, if anyone is in Galway next Saturday, call into us in Mary Mullins. We're having an FPL meetup on Saturday afternoon. I need to confirm numbers, Higgins, during the week, but I will let you know. Bit of a disaster last night. I won't get into too much, but I was in the hospital until about 3 or 4 o'clock this morning. My girlfriend's granddad unfortunately broke his hip. And I was only back from London the day before then as well. Then in A&E till about 3 or 4 last night, early morning. Then up working at 9 a.m, getting a stream here done then as well. Then have to go to the Galway United game after this. Not complaining, but it's been a stressful couple of weeks. But shout out to Mike in the hospital if he is watching this. I don't think he is. He was getting surgery this afternoon then as well. But I will confirm numbers during the week, Higgins. Don't worry on that. Start Tavernier or Semenyo. Tavernier first sub is fine if you want to go with that. Who would you pick, Thiago or Hill? Play Thiago there for sure. Bruno could easily return. He's in good form. He's in great form chasing the assist record. Don't know why I'm going Haaland other than the fixture. True. Nothing wrong with it at all. Yeah, after chasing, it's a toss-up. What are we going here? Higgins, let me send you a text here on your team. Right, Jack. What is Jack saying? Is he going to bench boost? Would you play bench boost here? Stack transfers for 38. Verbruggen, Senesi, Minta, Van Heck on the bench boost. Not the worst. Could maybe wait for next week with Brighton against Wolves. Right. I will go Jim. Good stuff. Keep it up. For game week 36, do I do Munoz? Do I move to Munoz, Shirky, or Rice or Saliba, Lacroix, Shirky? Yeah, the middle one there. Saliba, Lacroix, Shirky. Rice hasn't been at the races the last couple of while, alongside Semenyo also. So for now, I'd go with Shirky over Rice. Start Strike or Hill, Michael? Strike, yeah. Any Kedowan? What are we saying there? Where are you gone? So confused at wildcard. Should I pick Henderson or Verbruggen? Probably Verbruggen. I'm not sure Henderson will start some of the remaining games. He's been benching the goalkeeper. He's been benching Henderson for the other goalkeeper on some occasions also. So I'm with the league all but over, but for Palace, nothing much to play for have this. So probably wouldn't go with Henderson. I probably would go with Verbruggen just because of that fixture next week against Wolves, isn't it? Hinchelwood or Pascal Gross, DCL or Welbeck? DCL, Gross, all good there. John, start Ampadu or Tavernier and Semenyo or Palmer? Tavernier, Semenyo. Captaincy Bruno or Haaland? The poll is saying Haaland there, 69% on Haaland. Marcus, 2 free transfers. Should I roll or do 1 free transfer? O'Reilly, Semenyo or Haaland? Should I change Semenyo for Shirky? Also no Arsenal and Crystal Palace in my team. Not too fussed about the Crystal Palace lads anyway. Not too fussed on that. Sorry, I'm ripping this packet. You can probably hear that in the mic there. If you've got 2 free transfers, it's a bit of a luxury move, but you've no Arsenal, I probably would prioritise Gabriel. Getting Gabriel in there. What else have we here? Grand. 8 minutes past 6 o'clock. A few new subs there, which is great to see. We're 38 subs off hitting 9.1k subscribers. We're on the road to 10k, as I keep saying. But let's try and could we possibly hit 9,070? 10 off that. How many's watching? 73 watching. If you haven't clicked subscribe already, go down in there and click subscribe. 2 free transfers. Should I roll or do 1 free? Oh, we did that already. Could you tell us your team? And I hope your girlfriend's grandfather will be okay, mate. Appreciate that, Kurapika. I will be getting into the team shortly then as well. I'm just leaving it late because as I know, as I said earlier, there's definitely some people who I'm up against in money leagues where there's like 2 or 3 points in the money league, and they're watching these streams. They see what I'm doing, so I'm definitely not locked in for now. But I appreciate that, and cheers for saying that. Mike, well lad, team is Raya, Dubravka, Gabriel, Van Dijk, Richards, Mukalele, Poro, Bruno Fernandes, Palmer, Wilson, Soboslai, Dango, Bowen, Pedro, Mane. Have bench boost left and 1 free transfer. Thinking of Soboslai to Shirky right now. Nothing wrong with that move if you want to go for that. Get that done. Oscar, bench, strike, Tavernier, Semenyo. I'm starting Darlow already. Start strike as well. Double leads defence. Go for it. Need to pick my final Arsenal and City players. Do I go Gahey, Rice, or Saliba Shirky? Saliba Shirky, yeah. Liam, I'm using bench boost this week. 3 free transfers of Dubravka, Gordon, Wilson, Van Dijk. Looking to remove. Any advice on for who? 3 free transfers. Gordon to who will we go? Michael Fogarty. How much have you in the bank, Liam? Gordon out is the priority anyway there. Van Dijk is okay for some defcon if you have to play him against United. I do think he will get the defcon on that one. Do you expect Jadon Anthony to moonwalk on the wing against Leeds this week now that MJ is managing Burnley? I actually saw the Michael Jackson movie last week. Not a bad film. Obviously the music is brilliant. They painted his father out to be very bad anyway. Good film though. Good film. I'd recommend you to go see it. Hill or Tavernier? Tavernier. Should I go for Sarr in with wildcard with Munoz and Lacroix? Not mad on the triple up on the Palace lads. I do think it's a double game week where there's going to be some benchings for the Crystal Palace lads, so I wouldn't be racing to get triple Palace. Definitely not there, no. Right, 11 minutes past 6. Still have to lock in my own team here too, actually. Right. Should I go for Sarr? No. Uraki Z. 1 free transfer. DCL for Thiago or Hill for Van Heck or Shirky for Semenyo or roll there. Get that rolling. Leave Brighton double defence on bench. Yeah, I'm starting the 2 leads, lads. Bench Tavernier or Semenyo. Would still start Semenyo, play Tavernier, but if you're starting Tavernier or if you're starting Hill over Tavernier, I still think I'd start Tavernier. Tell me the best wildcard then, man. Right. Triple City, Haaland, Shirky and O'Reilly. Triple City. You want triple leads for this week and next week as well, isn't it? Or you want triple leads or at least double leads for the Brighton game. Right, let me have a look at a wildcard team. I won't build one just yet because it's getting too close to the deadline. But let's see. Right. So Triple City, at least 2 Crystal Palace lads, but that's Sarr and Richards. That gets you up to 5. Have to be going double Arsenal defence with that Burnley fixture in 37. I'd be going then Raya and Gabriel. So that's 5 and 2 is 7. Looking here, yeah. Who else would you go? Probably 2 leads. Calvert-Lewin and Strike gets you to 9. So Triple City, Haaland, O'Reilly, and Shirky. Raya and Gabriel gets you to 5. Double leads, Calvert-Lewin and Strike gets you to 7. Bruno Fernandes is 10, of course. Would you go Saka in midfield to get you 11? And maybe Verbruggen next week also for if you potentially want to bench Raya, maybe you wouldn't against West Ham, but you have that Wolves fixture for Bruggen if needed, and then Thiago and Calvert-Lewin up front. That's pretty much a wildcard team. Triple City, triple Arsenal if you want to get Saka in midfield also. Double Arsenal defence has to be there. Strike and Calvert-Lewin, Bruno Fernandes, double Palace, That's pretty much your wildcard team there. Ryan Childs, wildcard team this week. There's one just underneath it. Let's see how close it was for next week. Bench boost for next week. Fair. Darlow, Verbruggen is going to have to be there. Have you ever Verbruggen? Henderson, I'm not sure on Henderson. Could Henderson be bench over the double game week? Possibly. Gabriel, Saliba, O'Reilly is fine. Bruno Fernandes, Rodgers, Okafor, Shirky, Haaland, Watkins, DCL, Gross, Munoz, Canvo, Henderson. Any changes? Would you go Verbruggen over Henderson just because the other goalkeeper has been playing some minutes in the Premier League? With it all but over, and you'd expect them to start Henderson, of course, in the Europa Conference League. Glasner is probably just keeping everyone happy. Right, 6:15. How long are we going? We're going an hour and 43. Morgan, Gibbs White or Gross on wildcard. Gibbs White. Maybe you've missed his hauls over the last while. Maybe just go with him anyway. Thoughts on a differential on Bruno captain? He's on a roll. He definitely is. Nothing wrong with going for Bruno if you want to go for him. Nothing wrong at all. Would you put DCL in for Watkins? I'm a Villa fan, but he's been so poor the last 2 games versus Fulham and Forest. Semenyo or Shirky, if you have the free transfers available, do that Shirky move. Only if it's a couple of free transfers. Ordered them for captaincy: Bruno, O'Reilly, Gabriel, Thiago, Bowen. Bruno, O'Reilly, Thiago, Gabriel, Bowen. Is Okafor worth a hit? Not a hit, no. Definitely not a hit. Wouldn't be taking a hit there, no. Definitely not. Not for a hit, no. Simon, what are we saying? Might be worth a bench boost. Dewsbury Hall, Wilson, Mukalele. Not sure on that. Bench boost of Darlow, Dewsbury Hall, Wilson. Only really Darlow the proper chance of a clean sheet. Might get those. Would you start Bijol or Van Heck? Bijol was training in A, so why not go Bijol? Is Okafor worth a hit? No. Gabriel or Strike? Probably still has to be Gabriel, but get Strike in the team if you can also. Play 2 out of Enzo, João Pedro and Gross. Not mad on Enzo. Don't like the appeal of Enzo, so no, I wouldn't go with that. A couple of new subs there, appreciate that. We're 35 off hitting 9.1k. That's great to see. Get down there, click subscribe if you haven't done so already. We've about 80 people watching us in the chat at the moment, is it? What are we saying? 79. That's great to see. Once we hit 80 likes as well, we'll be opening the next pack of Panini World Cup stickers. Then we've 3 boxes to get through for the rest of the season. So keep them coming. How many free transfers do you have, and who should I bench? Hill or Senesi, and why? Senesi bench, Hill better for the DEFCON. Senesi's better for the attack and returns. It's whether or not if you think Senesi will get an attack and return or not. Up to you. Still got bench boost and triple captain. When to use triple captain next week. Bench boost all depends on the bench. So to keep Palmer on the bench, I'd nearly start him over Gross. This is my team. What do you think? Gabriel, Strike, have over Hill. Captain, what's the poll saying? 72% on Haaland. 2 points loading. Someone's captain and Gabriel. Still 50-50. Up against a tired Palace. S, this is a lock or start one of the Brighton defenders. O'Reilly. Go with that if you can afford that. Right, all good there. Play Van Heck, Bijol or Gross in midfield. Start Bijol in the hope he starts, yeah. Missed my comment, Matthew. Apologies. Where is Matthew here? Matthew, same team with Gabriel instead of Senesi. Already have 5 free transfers. Thoughts? Don't want to burn a transfer. You're probably going to have to. If you did Palmer to Eze for a punt, Palmer to Saka, at least you can do the Palmer move back if it doesn't pay off. But I think I'd want Saka for Palmer. If you have the exact same team as me and you already have Gabriel, you have the upper hand over my team definitely. 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. Still got bench boost and triple captain. Yeah, depends on the bench, but triple captain has to be on Haaland next week. Has to be on Haaland. Right, 20 past 6. Captain and DCL, interesting. I think he returns. I do think he returns. Is it more than Haaland or Bruno Fernandes? Maybe not. You'd expect if DCL gets 3 chances tonight, he'll put away 1. If Haaland gets 1, he'll put away 1. If Bruno gets 1, he probably will get a goal or assist from a chance. DCL probably needs 3 chances to get at least 1 return. Against Burnley, he could well do it. So, start Munoz or Hill for the DEFCON. Gross, Tavernier, João Pedro. Choose 2 starters, 1 bench. Tavernier, João Pedro. Bench Gross, unfortunately. Will Watkins start? Who are Villa playing? Spurs. Surely he would, but I'd expect him maybe he could be benched either. If you have Watkins and a couple of free transfers, nothing wrong just going for Bowen or Thiago this week and getting rid of him. With them down 1-0, you'd expect them to maybe rotate. First in my money league by 50 points, same team as you. For roll, I'll have 3 free transfers going into double game week. Second place has wildcard and triple captain left. Panicking, do a roller, get Gabs back in. Keep up the great work, mate. Dan Dardis, appreciate that. Get Gabriel in if you have the couple of transfers, yeah. Doing 2 transfers this week. Hill to Gabriel, Semenya to Shirky. Good enough. Keeping Senesi. I'd do the opposite. Get rid of Senesi and keep Hill. Just if you might need money towards the end of the season for a punt on game week 38. Nothing wrong with that if you want to go with that. 82 people watching us in the chat now, which is great to see. If you are watching and you haven't clicked subscribe before the stream ends, we've got 8 minutes to go. Head on down there, please. Click subscribe on the channel. We're 35 subs off hitting 9.1k subs. Why not click subscribe? Help us out. We're on the road to 10k subs. That'll be very, very much appreciated. Right. What else are we saying? O'Reilly captain, wow. Semenyo or Shirky, please. Can't decide. If you have Semenyo, keep him. If you have a couple of free transfers, just do Semenyo to Shirky. If you have a couple of moves, will Watkins start? Not sure. It is tough to know, or it is tough to say even. Since my rank is 3.5 million, unfortunately, I think it's better to sell Watkins or Bowen to Haaland and captain him, or should I just captain Bruno? If you're 3.5 million, I'd be probably going Bruno Fernandes captaincy this week. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes for the armband. Who to bench? Semenyo, Enzo, João Pedro, or Gross? Semenyo, Enzo, João Pedro, or Gross. If I open up another tab, will you see this? You will, won't you? See, I'm afraid there's people that are, as I said earlier, there's people in money leagues that are worth a lot of money watching me here. But I've got 4 minutes to lock in my move, so I do it on my phone. Start Gibbs White or Hill. Gibbs White, surely. Why are all the content creators going against Brighton defence? They haven't lost a game in ages, and Newcastle have been awful. Fair, but it's just because we've got leads. We've got double leads. Who to get other than DCL as and Haaland as third striker? I'd still probably will go Thiago, chasing the golden boot. Leave off, so. Right. Let's get this done, so. Maybe should have waited another while, maybe. If you're watching the stream, you've seen what I've done there, anyway. I hope you did watch it. If you're actually a fan of the channel, let me know and I will scroll back up. I just know there's people that I'm in big money leagues with and they're watching the stream. Maybe they've seen it, maybe they haven't. Of course they can wind back, so I'm going to stop talking and get back to the to the chat here. Let me send this to the Patreon group here though. Best 3 strikers on wildcard, bench boost 36, 480k rank. Let me just send in this here. Start Tavernier or Hill. Tavernier. Hold Palmer or sell for Bruno. Get Bruno. If you don't have Bruno Fernandes, get Bruno. Get Bruno. Best 3 strikers on wildcard, 35 bench boost, 36, 480k. You want Calvert-Lewin anyway, Thiago and Haaland. If you have the transfers available, you can do Welbeck in next week against Wolves. Maybe you go with that. Sunderland be looking for a performance. They will be indeed. 76 likes. We're 4 likes off another pack of stickers. Get the likes coming in on stream again. Let's try and get to 80 likes before we finish up. And appreciate the few new subs there that people have. We're 33 off now, 9.1k. Every little helps. Appreciate that. Who to get other than DCL and Haaland? I'd be going Thiago, chasing the golden boot. Semenyo to Shirky and Cunha to Rogers. Thoughts? Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Who to bench? Semenyo, Enzo, João Pedro, Gross. If you're just benching one, do you know what? I'd bench Enzo over Gross. Get that done. Gross or Tavernier. Tavernier. Gross or Tavernier. Tavernier, yeah. Gross or Bijal. Start Bijal there. Josh in the chat. DCL or Welbeck. DCL. 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 Who to bench? Semenyo out of those. Start Senesi or Tavernier. Don't have any other Bournemouth defenders. Tavernier. I'd start Tavernier there, yeah. I'd leave Raya because you have him, but you in for Virgil. Right, Gross or Bijal. Start Bijal. 2 minutes ago until the deadline. Make sure you're getting your teams locked in. I'm interested to know if the lads who are in the money leagues with me are watching me. If someone wants me to scroll up, I will. I'm just going to wait closer, very close into the deadline, but I have the moves made. I have the moves made. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm just looking at someone doing the World Cup sticker pack or the sticker album, and they put all their Norwegian players in for Paraguay. Jesus, that's rough. Bench Senesi or Tavernier? Bench Senesi. Right, let's scroll back up here. It's a minute to go. Darlow. Haaland captain. Do it. Do it, yeah. Right. Scroll back up there. Darlow, Gabriel, O'Reilly, Strike, Tavernier, Bruno Fernandes, Vice, Palmer, Semenyo, João Pedro, Calvert-Lewin, Haaland for the captain. Before we do go, please drop a like on the stream before you go. And if you are new to the channel, please go down there, click subscribe. We're on the road to 10k, as I keep saying, but it honestly be great to hit that. And I can just see we just hit 80 likes also on stream, which is great to see. And time to open one last pack before we go. Bench Senesi or Tav? Yeah, Senesi bench. Start Tav. And that's going to be another deadline stream. Out of the way. Have to run over to Galway United now. So last pack of the stream. Get the likes in before we do go. What's the odds we pack another Japanese player? I can see a France player at the back there. Yeah. So who's that? USA. Matt Fries. Fair enough. Number 2 here. Vusek of Turkey. No clue who that is. I'm sorry, Vusek. Jose Sa. Not bad with that. Haven't got Matt Ryan again, have we? No. Patrick Vazbeck. Ivory Coast, is it? Simon Adingra. He had potential to be a good FPL asset this year, just didn't happen. Maria. France player here, who is that? Is that Simon Mignon? Or Mike Mignon? Mike Mignon. There we go. Right. That's another deadline stream out of the way. Appreciate you all for tuning in over the last 2 hours or so. Fingers crossed Haaland captaincy was the right call over Bruno Fernandes. And let's see if going from Gabriel to Senesi, or Gabriel in for Senesi, was the right move there. Right, we're going to leave it there. Thanks for watching. Best of luck for the week. Back to normal schedule as well during the week also. And yeah, hope you all get some green arrows this weekend. Thanks for watching. Best of luck for the week. Running over to the Galway United game now. I'm definitely going to get stuck in traffic too. Right. Best of luck for the week. Thanks for watching. Need the Chelsea lads to do well also this week. Era boo. We'll see you in the next one.